Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you've been enjoying the recipes I've been uploading. I've been doing it because of you. Hope you're not missing my face too much. Look at me, look at me. People are like, Yemmi, where's your face? This is me. I know some of you have so many questions, but we'll answer those questions later. Today's video is going to be about 20 lessons I've learned in my 20s. You know, when you just enter your 30s, you're like, you look back at your 20s and you're like, chai, maybe my life would have been different if I've done something differently. Maybe, do you know, things would have been better. You know what, but the truth is, your 20s, that's the best time of your life to learn. So that is what you've achieved in your 20s. Usually you learn. It's a learning process, and I want to tell you what I learned in my 20s. I'm still learning, but just want to share with you a few words of wisdom. There's time for everything. This is something my dad used to say a lot, and I used to wonder, why is this man telling me that there's a time for everything? Well, the thing got stuck at my at the back of my head, that there's a time for everything. Everybody is going to school, studying, graduating, you know, getting jobs. That's the time you should be doing those things, because if you are busy playing and jonesing, you will discover that life will pass you by and you would not be happy at all. So just always have it at the back of your mind that there's a time for everything. Time to play, time to be serious, time to make YouTube videos. Yes, just basically time for everything. Just always remember that. Another lesson I learned, which I'm continuously learning, is that nobody has a perfect life. Nobody is perfect. Like, some people just come with this attitude of everything in my life is beautiful. Yes, everything in your life is beautiful, but that's not true. And don't buy into that, because everybody at some degree or the other, they have something they're really struggling with. That is what I believe. I don't ever wish to have someone's life, because I don't know the kind of gigantic problems they are dealing with that they have covered. So yeah, I think I like my life the way it is. I would rather work on my own life than envy someone else's life. So don't always feel like what you see on Instagram, on YouTube, on newspapers, magazines, don't always feel like those are the real things, because people know how to put filter and people know how to use foundation to cover up problems. So yeah, work with the life you have and try to have the best kind of life you can have without wanting someone else's life. As you grow older, you will realize you have to learn to forgive and move on, because people will offend you. Like, if I have to count the number of people that have offended me, like big offense, you know, the kind of offense where you're like, oh God, if I could revenge what I would do to this person. People will always offend you, but in order to have a good life, you have to figure out a way to forgive them and move on. You might not forget, but move on from the situation. Don't always carry it on your head, because it's just like carrying load. The person is doing what they want to do and you're busy carrying load of unforgiveness. So learn to forgive and move on. Something else I would tell you is that you should learn to be an individual. We're all individuals, but some of us don't live our lives like that. We like to be in groups. If you're not in a group, you feel sort of incomplete. When I was I used to have a lot of friends, and they always used to be like, you are too stubborn, you don't like to do this, you don't like to do this, everybody's doing this, you don't like to do that. And I noticed it's not because I'm stubborn, it's because I have my own individuality. I don't like to do everything that everybody is doing, so it comes across as me being stubborn. The truth is, you should learn to be an individual, because that's how you avoid peer pressure. That's how I avoided peer pressure in my 20s, because there were so many bad things I would have done and so many things I was encouraged to do. But if not that, sometimes I realized, I remember who my father is, I remember who my mother is, I remember where I came from and what they would do to me. That's when I behaved, and I realized I'm an individual. Even if a group is doing something, I can make my own decisions and I can stand by my own decisions, come what may. So in your 20s, I think you should take that on board and learn how to do it, because when you're in your 30s, man, on your own, or you're on your own. This is a quote in the Bible, but the late Charles B used to say all the time. It says, guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. And that is so true. Be careful what you expose your mind to, what you expose yourself to, because sometimes you might not know when those things unconsciously, when they, what's the word, consume you. They will consume you at some point, and you don't know that it's because you expose yourself to a certain thing or expose yourself to a certain kind of people. So guard your heart, guard what goes into your heart all the time. So far, I've learned that success is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. For some people, it happens overnight, or like they just hammer, but that's not an everyday story. Success is a process. When you see people who are successful, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Some people have been writing books for 10 years before they finally publish that book, and you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I was like him. You don't know all the late nights people have to do to achieve what they've achieved. So always remember that success is a process, and if you want to be successful, you have to go through the hard process of success. Another advice I'll give is to enjoy your 20s. My dear, your 20s is the time to travel. Your 20s is the time to take risks. If you like business, if you feel you want to be a business person, take risks. You probably don't have children, you don't have responsibilities. Do you know what? Just take risk, enjoy your life, travel, make mistakes. That's what your 20s are for. Be accountable to yourself. You know what? Some of us are born in poor families, some of us born into rich families. People have different situations in life, but at the end of the day, what you end up with, you have yourself to blame. You shouldn't always feel like people should be responsible for you, your well-being, your success, or anything. You've been placed here. Now figure out how to make yourself successful with what you have without depending on people. You can depend on people. There's nothing wrong with depending on people. But you understand what I'm saying. Hold yourself accountable. The fact that you're maybe not successful or you've not achieved something, it's not because of someone else, it's because of you. Prayer is the key to everything. I like to believe prayer is the key to everything. If you have a problem, speak to God, you know, tell him, Baba God, this is exactly what I'm facing, and he's going to listen to you and answer you, and somehow work your relationship with God in a way that you understand when God is speaking to you, and you know how to communicate with God. Prayer is the key. Change is a normal part of life. As you go on, you discover people change, you will change, your friends will change, your tastes, what you think you like will change, your favorite colors will change. Just accept it. It's part of life. Everybody changes, everything changes. Change is life. Choose your battles. It's not everything you hold strongly. My mom used to tell me that. It's not everything that is strong-headed. Choose the battles, choose the most important things to fight for, and there are some things that you just, you know, just let them go. Don't take everything too seriously, because life is not that serious at the end of the day. Do you understand? So just choose your battles wisely. Over time, I've learned that it's better to set small achievable goals than to set big massive ones that, you know, because I procrastinate a lot, I'm never going to do them. But I find it easier when I set little achievable goals and then I do them bit by bit, and I find at the end of the day, oh, I've almost completed or achieved this mighty goal. But when I just put it as something big, it never ever gets done. There's something about people in their 20s, we think we know everything. No, you don't know anything. You haven't even started yet, my friend. You don't know nothing. So be open to learning in your 20s. Even as you go on in life, be open to learning. People in their 50s, they're still learning. So don't think you know everything. Learn from people's experiences and learn from examples, and just learn by observing things around you. You know how they say work hard, work hard? I believe in working smart and working hard. You can't just work smart without working hard, and you can't just work hard without working smart, because If success was by working hard, truck pushers would be the richest people on earth. But I have learned how to strategize to win, because there are just some things that it's not by how hard you're working, but how smart you're working towards it. So you need to figure out when to work hard and when to work smart. Be nice to people. You don't have to go out of your way to be nice to people, but just be nice to people. Because like Frank Donga said, people are like water, we flow. So you never can tell where you're going to meet someone again. I'm serious on this one. That's happened to me so many times. You meet someone in, let's say, America, and maybe something happened and you just feel like, oh, I'm never going to meet this person again. Our paths, there's no way we can cross. My dear, life will shock you, and you meet that person in a place that you really cannot avoid seeing them. So always remember, people are like water, we flow. Learn how to be diplomatic, because it will make life easier for you. You have a more peaceful life, and it's a better way to convince people to do something you really want for. It makes them feel like they're the ones making the decisions. So diplomacy will score you points in life. Learn how to be diplomatic, especially if you're like me, stubborn, good. When I was younger, I was such a talkative. I knew I was such a talkative, but as I'm growing older, I've learned to listen more, to observe. And if, as a writer, because I'm a blogger, if I'm not observing, how can I write my best, what would I say, blog posts or things happen when I observe, and then I can easily write. Always take time to review your circle of friends. Check your circle of friends. Not all of us are going to have a group of 10 friends that will be loyal to each other. Personally, I don't like large groups of friends. I like to have different friends for different purposes, like friends here, friends there, but not like group of friendships, because it never ever works for me. So always take time to review the kind of friends you have, review their mindset, because you know, same type of birds flock together. So if your friends are going to achieve big things, you will achieve big things as well, because you'll be motivated. But if you follow people that are they don't have any plan for their life, you just discover that you are living the same kind of life too. So take time to choose your friends. Feel free to choose your friends. You can do away with certain people in your life. Another important lesson I learned is that my sufficiency is from God. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever achieved, everything I'm ever going to achieve is from God. I don't have the power to do anything unless God gives me the grace to do so. So I always have this at the back of my mind, because if you don't have that, you might begin to be proud and be thinking that everything you achieve, you are the one. You're not the one. God is just helping you. So say thank you. Last but not the least is faith. I always like to believe. I always like to be positive. Just have faith that something good is going to happen to you. I know I've said this before in another video. Just have that faith, believe something good is about to happen to you. There's nothing God cannot do, no matter how difficult your situation is. Believe that it's going to end positively. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. These are the lessons I've learned. I've learned more, but you know, I cannot say everything in one video, so I might be doing a series at another time totally. I just want to hear from you. What lessons have you learned in your 20s? Are you in your 30s now? Are you in your 40s? Are you in your 50s? Maybe in your 50s watch my videos. I don't know. But any lessons you've learned, just leave them in the comment section below so I can read and learn as well. Let's just, you know, interact on this channel. I will speak to you guys soon. If you have any questions, email me, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm almost at 10,000. Hey, we go throw party. So anyways, I'll speak to you guys in my other video. Bye bye.